This is the success story of Yashasvi Jaiswal, the struggles of a homeless boy from Uttar Pradesh who is now one of India's most promising cricketers. Yashasvi Jaiswal is an 18-year-old boy who hailed from a common family in Bhadohi, Uttar Pradesh. He has worked against the odds to fulfill his long life dream of becoming a professional cricketer. From selling pani puri and living under a tent at a cricket ground, he has worked his way up to the top to become an international star and player of one of the world's most prestigious tournaments, the India Premier League. Success is no accident, and it certainly wasn't for Yashasvi Jaiswal. Success is hard work, perseverance, learning, sacrifice, and most of all, loving what you do. So, how did Yashasvi accomplish this great feat at such a young age? Although Yashasvi has reached the level in cricket where he has got the limelight from cricket fans, his cricket journey was not as easy and normal like any other player. As a young boy, he remained steadfast, dedicated, and made sacrifices more than what the average person at his age would do in a lifetime. At the tender age of 10, Yashasvi left home with his dad as they journeyed to the glorious city of dreams, Mumbai, to kindle the burning desire of becoming a cricketer. His father did not show any problem at all with him leaving home because he lacked the financial resources to support his 4 children. Upon reaching Mumbai, Yashasvi resided at a relative's home. However, due to limited accommodation, he went on looking for a job so that he could earn a few rupees to get hold of the things he needed. Not too long after leaving, Yashasvi got employed at a dairy shop in Kalbadevi, where he was allowed to live. Jaiswal would play cricket the entire day and retire early to bed due to tiredness. Subsequently, the owner of the shop distinguished that he did nothing but played cricket and slept. As such, Yashasvi was kicked out with all his luggage. Nowhere to go, no place to stay, and nothing to eat. He petitioned the owner to board until the next morning, to which he agreed to. Yashasvi thought of giving up on his dream and returning home to Uttar Pradesh the next day, but giving up didn't draw breath in Yashasvi's vocabulary. The next day, instead of abandoning his dream, Yashasvi took all his belongings and went to Azad Maidan, one of the most popular cricket grounds in Mumbai. There, he encountered the manager of the Muslim United Club and related his dream to become a cricketer, but he could not find a place to lodge. At the said time, a cricket match was playing, and he was given a chance to prove himself. He was told that if he shines in that match, he would be provided a tent to reside with the groundsmen at Azad Maidan. Yashasvi played the match, performed exceptionally well, and was allowed to live under the tent at Azad Maidan. For 3 prolonged years, that tent became Yashasvi's quarters. He endured pains, sufferings, afflictions, torments, and aches to ensure that the stories of his struggles never reached his family in Bhadohi, as that would end his cricketing career. Life was not trouble-free in the tent for young Yashasvi, as there was no light or toilet. Apart from that, he also had to tolerate the weather conditions. During summer, when it was excessively hot, Yashasvi would broil under the tent, and during the monsoon, water would flow its way into the tent. At times, the gardener would not act well with him, while other times he was beaten by others. Even though it was not easy for young Yashasvi to stay there, the positive intent of playing cricket was the only thing on his mind. Occasionally, Yashasvi was asked why he is doing all of this here. It can be done in his village. And he would reply, saying he wants to live closer to the cricket ground, which makes it easier for him to make headway in his cricketing career. Even so often, his father would send some money, but that was never sufficient. Yashasvi needed more to survive in the massive city. He started to sell pani puri with a local vendor, but there were still days where he would go to sleep on an empty stomach, as the groundsmen with whom he shared the tent fought with each other. Without them cooking, he would drift off with just his dreams luring him to sleep. During Ram Leela, Yashasvi earned handsomely and would pray his teammates would not go to him for pani puri, as he would feel bad serving them. He tried his best to keep a steady flow of money to survive. He would score and play games with older boys to earn 200 to 300 rupees to survive a week. Yashasvi always used to see boys his age bringing food or their parents having lunches with them. As for him, it was Khana khud banao khud khao, meaning make your own food, eat alone. No breakfast. Catch hold of anyone around and request them to buy breakfast. Lunch and dinner were at the tent, and his job was making rotis. Every night used to be a candlelight dinner for Yashasvi. After all, there was no electricity. The days were fine since he was busy scrounging around for work and cricket, but the nights sometimes were too long, as Yashasvi would miss his family and would cry. It was not just being homesick, but going to the toilet was a hindrance to sleep. There was no toilet at the Maidan, and the ones around the street that he uses were closed during the nights. As the sun rises and sunsets come and go, the young trailblazer thought to himself that he's getting tired of doing all this and doesn't know what to do. It seems as though the stars weren't in alignment for Yashasvi to become a cricketer, but suddenly, just as the thoughts of giving up haunted him, came a revival in his fortune. This was when he met his new coach, Jwala Sir, while practicing one day at Azad Maidan. Jwala Sir, after seeing Yashasvi's talent while he was practicing, asked what he is doing, where he lives, and wanted to meet him. What once seemed like the ending of a career that never started is now beginning to reach its pinnacle. Jwala Sir changed the life of Yashasvi by providing everything that he needs, including an accommodation, while he was only allowed to center his attention on cricket. Now, after being allowed to only focus on cricket while his necessities are being taken care of and training for years, at long last, Yashasvi got selected to play for Mumbai in the Vijay Hazare Trophy 2019. He went for the match and created a record of the youngest batsman to score a double hundred in List A cricket. Precedent to being selected to play for Mumbai in 2019, he scored 319 not out and took 1399 in a Giles Shield match, an all-around record in school cricket, which was recognized by Limca Book of Records. He was then selected in the Mumbai Under-16 squad, followed by India Under-19. Yashasvi was the highest run scorer and player of the tournament at the 2018 ACC Under-19 Asia Cup, which India won. In 2019, he struck 173 off 220 balls in a youth test match against South Africa Under-19s, who were bowled out for 152 and 85 in an innings win. Later that year, he scored 294 runs in 7 matches, including 4 half-centuries in the Under-19 Tri-Series in England, which also featured Bangladesh. Jaiswal made his first-class debut for Mumbai in the 2018-19 Ranji Trophy on 7th January 2019. He made his List A debut on 28th September 2019 for Mumbai in the 2019-2020 Vijay Hazare Trophy. On 16th October 2019, he scored 203 runs off 154 balls in Vijay Hazare Trophy match against Jharkhand and became the youngest double centurion in the history of List A cricket at 17 years. His knock included 17 fours and 12 sixes against the bowling attack consisted of Varun Aron and Shabhaz Nadeem, 2 of the best bowlers during that time. He was one of the top 5 run scorers at the 2019-2020 Vijay Hazare Trophy with 564 runs in 6 matches at an average of 112.80. He was named in the India B squad for the 2019-2020 Deodhar Trophy. In December 2019, he was named in India's squad for the 2020 Under-19 Cricket World Cup. He became the leading scorer in the tournament and scored a century against Pakistan in the semi-final. In the 2020 IPL auction, he was bought by the Rajasthan Royals ahead of the 2020 Indian Premier League. Having been listed at a base price of 20 lakh, Jaiswal attracted an initial bid from Mumbai Indians before Kolkata Knight Riders and Royals bid back and forth. Eventually, the Jaipur-based franchise won the bidding for the young Mumbai cricketer. The young Mumbai batsman is now beginning to see the fruits of his hard work and sacrifices over the years. He thanked God and thought to himself that this is just the start. He needs to focus on the process and the results will come on its own. Yashasvi's message to everyone is never give up, no matter what the situation is. If your mind is prepared to do it, you will do it for sure. Don't be bothered by the results because result is future. You have to live in the present and prepare to bring the best out of yourself.